Everyone thinks Andrew Tate is the top G. Loud, flashy, and banned from everywhere except the moon. But when Romanian prosecutors put him into jail and froze his accounts, they found something strange. Out of a $700 million empire, only 12 million was traceable. This made us research. Where's the rest? And who's hiding it? Because while Andrew was yelling about Bugattis and the Matrix, someone else was keeping the machine running. Someone quieter, smarter, and maybe even scarier. Tristan Tate doesn't talk much, but what if he's actually the one who built everything? What if Andrew was just the distraction and Tristan's the reason they're all still rich? Because the deeper we looked into them, the weirder it got. We found the missing money and figured out Tristan's silent moves. And we found out that maybe the real top G was never Andrew. Let's dive in. Andrew Tate always was the big bro, the protector, the fighter, the one who walked into every room like he owned it. Tristan, he was the little brother, the sidekick, the kid following behind with nothing but loyalty and his brother's old hoodie 2 sizes too big. Growing up in Luton, England, it was Andrew who shielded Tristan from everything bad. It was the cold reality of a single mother household in a bad neighborhood. Their dad, a chess grandmaster and secret agent, but not around much. Their mom, doing her best to keep the lights on. So Andrew, as the big brother, had to step up. He fought, he led, and he taught Tristan how to throw a punch. For most of their teenage years, that was the dynamic. Andrew protected and Tristan followed. But somewhere around the time the boys turned 20, things flipped. Tristan made sure that Andrew could go all in on kickboxing, even while it didn't earn them any money. Andrew wasn't thinking about money. He wanted belts. He wanted respect. He wanted to create a legacy. So from that moment on, Tristan started thinking about everything else. He handled the bills. He booked the fights. He found the sponsors, and he worked 16 hours a day to make sure Andrew could train full-time. While Andrew fought opponents in the ring, Tristan fought problems in real life. Flights, coaches, meals, rent. He took it all on, silently. Because the new mission wasn't just getting Andrew to the top. It was keeping both of them afloat. And he was good at it. Really good. Andrew was the face of the operation, the brand, the myth in the making. And Tristan was the one building the foundation under that myth, brick by brick, dollar by dollar. And when Andrew's kickboxing career started slowing down and the prize money wasn't enough to fund the lifestyle they wanted, Tristan already had a plan, not a backup plan, the real plan. So the question is, was it actually Andrew who made them rich? Or was it Tristan pulling the strings all along? Because the $700 million that came next didn't come from belts or trophies. But did it come from Andrew at all? Or was it just Tristan? Before Tristan was sipping 12 espressos per hour in a $15 million villa, he was running a digital empire built on the loneliest corners of the internet. It started small. 1 girl, 1 webcam, and 1 bedroom. Tristan saw the opportunity first. He realized that while Andrew was chasing fight purses, there were guys online paying thousands just to talk to women on camera, not meet them, not date them, just talk online. And the Tate brothers, they weren't too proud to capitalize on that. Andrew brought the charisma, Tristan brought the structure. He turned the operation into a system. Scripts, schedules, performance bonuses. Their house was the office with cam girls in the bedrooms. Money came in 24/7. Within months, they went from a side hustle to full-on digital pimps with 75 women working for them across multiple apartments. They called it a business. Critics called it something else, because the way they described it later made people raise eyebrows. Andrew bragged that he romanced some of the girls into it, said he played the boyfriend, gained their trust, then pitched them the cam hustle. He called it emotional leverage. Tristan, quieter as always, didn't speak about it much. Was it legal? Well, mostly. Was it ethical? You tell me. But one thing was clear, it made money, lots of it. This wasn't buy a new watch money. This was buy a compound in Romania with a 4 Lambo garage money. But next to spending an awful amount of money, Tristan made sure the 2 reinvested money as well. He treated the cam empire like the seed capital for something bigger, a war chest. But there was a problem. This kind of business has a ceiling and a clock. The more girls they managed, the harder it got to control. Some left, some talked, and worst of all, some accused. That's when the lawsuits started creeping in. And just like that, the Tate brothers stopped talking about the cam business. Overnight, it disappeared from their narrative, like it never happened. But the money stayed. The cam business was phase 1. Fast money, dirty money, possibly legal, definitely controversial, but it was just the beginning. Because the next chapter is where it gets even more sketchy. Casinos. offshore holdings, and private companies nobody can verify. After the Cam money set the stage, the Tate brothers had capital, clout, and a taste for scale. Andrew leaned into the spotlight, ranting on podcasts, flexing on TikTok, and branding himself as the savior of masculinity. But Tristan did the opposite. No public speeches, no YouTube rants, and no join my program call to action. Just yachts, watches, and supermodels. And that's where things started getting weird, because Andrew claimed they were making millions a month, that they owned multiple casinos, and that they had a network of businesses across Eastern Europe. We tried to verify any of it, and, well, nothing to find. There's no official record of a Tate-owned casino. No Romanian business filings in their name that match the scale of what they flex. No company names, no partners, no public audits, and here's the strange part. Tristan's name rarely appears in anything official at all. He's not the CEO of anything, not listed as a founder, not a majority shareholder in any company we can find. So where was all this money coming from in the first place? One theory is crypto. Tristan has posted a few things about early investments. Meme coins, launch pads, but again, no wallet addresses, no breakdowns, and no traceable holdings. Another theory? Shell companies. There are rumors that Tristan and Andrew have layered businesses under different names in Romania, Dubai, and even the British Virgin Islands. Nothing illegal, but definitely, creative to say the least. You can look for hours and find nothing. But what actually is Tristan's role in all this? Because Andrew is loud. He creates noise. Tristan is quiet. Let me tell you, Tristan is the guy you forget is in the room until you realize he owns the building. Even now, with Andrew banned from almost every platform on earth, Tristan's the one who stayed quieter. And while most people assume Andrew runs the Tate brand, those close to the Tates actually say otherwise. They claim Tristan is the real operator. That when Andrew goes live, Tristan's the one approving the talking points. That while Andrew's flexing, Tristan's cashing in. And that brings us to the question nobody dares to ask. Andrew Tate calls himself the top G, but is he? Or is Tristan the one actually doing all the work while Andrew takes all the credit? Because if you really want to hide power, you put it behind a loud distraction. And that's exactly what Andrew might be. Just loud enough to keep you from noticing what Tristan's building behind the curtain. In December 2022, the Tate compound in Romania was raided. Andrew and Tristan were both arrested. It was like a full FBI raid with helipads, armored vehicles, and 50 armored secret agents. The Tates were detained on charges including human trafficking, organized crime, and exploitation. Those are some serious allegations. Accounts were frozen, businesses paused, and the Hustlers University shut down. But here's the strange part. Romanian prosecutors only found about $12 million when they seized assets. If the brothers really had a $700 million empire, this means $688 million wasn't frozen or seized. That opened the door to a whole new theory. We'll get into that later in this video because you don't want to miss that. After being released, Andrew returned to the spotlight immediately. But Tristan, he went silent. But yet their inner circle says it was Tristan who held everything together. While Andrew was performing, Tristan was planning. He coordinated legal strategy, moved what money could still move, and kept the structure intact. And people started noticing the lifestyle didn't change. The jets didn't disappear. The villas didn't get sold off. If anything, their spendings even increased. And while Tristan didn't make a big speech, the people following the Tates closely started asking a different question. Andrew might claim to be the top G, but maybe he's just the loud one, the brand, the bait. And Tristan, he might be the operator, the strategist, the guy who made sure none of it collapsed when the storm hit. So again, we have to ask, is Andrew Tate really the man behind the empire? Or was Tristan pulling the strings all along? We've all seen the lifestyle, the yachts, the supercars, the villas with views so nice they look AI generated. But when it comes to Tristan Tate, one question keeps coming back. What does he actually do? Let's make one thing clear first. Tristan and Andrew, they share everything. The cars, the houses, the businesses. There is no Tristan's money and Andrew's money. There's just Tate money. Yet, it's very hard to find where the money is. But, of course, we did some research and found some of their off-the-record moves. First, real estate. They've got properties in Romania, Dubai, Spain, and some other Eastern European countries. Some properties are listed under holding companies, some under associates, some under nothing at all. And guess who handles that side? Well, not Andrew. Second, crypto. Andrew promotes it. Tristan actually trades it. He's been quiet about it, but longtime followers remember the early tweets, the DeFi plays, the mining setups, the This coin's about to blow energy, already before crypto was cool. Nothing flashy, no public wallets, just silent moves behind the curtain. You should see it. Like, Tristan is actually the CFO, COO, and CEO in one. He's not separate from Andrew. He's the reason Andrew can be Andrew. And when the empire came under fire, when the police raided their house and froze their accounts, who kept everything standing? Not the guy pacing shirtless in a room full of incense, but the little brother. The one who didn't say a word. Andrew Tate calls himself the top G, the internet's most searched and most banned man, the self-proclaimed king of hustle, the loudest voice in every room. But what if the real top G never needed to say a word? Maybe the real top G doesn't need to flex. Maybe he doesn't need to speak. Maybe he just needs to pull the strings quietly. And if that's true, then the real top G was never the guy with the microphone. It was the one standing next to him, smiling silently. What do you think? Is Tristan actually the top G pulling all the strings? Let us know in the comments. We actually did a deep dive into Andrew Tate's life story and income stream a few weeks ago. You can watch it by clicking video on the screen, or make sure to subscribe for more deep dives. For now, I wish y'all a good day. Peace.